Hi, my name is Tim Mack, and I'm applying to be a contestant on the CBC's Next Great Prime Minister program. Today I've got two achievable and creative ideas that I want to share with you. Firstly, I want to improve our communities and help those who are less well off in society by increasing the incentives for people to donate to charities. Secondly, I want to increase the number of seats in the House of Commons to promote fairness for those provinces that are underrepresented and in an attempt to weaken party voting lines. Okay, so here we go. Charities and nonprofits are the lifeblood of Canadian communities. They help feed the hungry, clothe the destitute, and work towards finding cures for devastating illnesses. I argue that nonprofits and charities are the best solution for many of Canada's emerging and current social problems. So charities have the advantage of constantly being in competition with one another. The process of fundraising keeps charities performing at a high level. Donations will go to charities that have proven themselves to be efficient with their funds and effective with their provision of social services. Charities are constantly under threat of losing donations, so they have a real incentive to prove to donors that they're achieving actual results on the ground. Further, since charities generally have more specific goals and are closer to the problems that they're trying to fix, they're better at adapting to changing circumstances than bureaucrats in far-off locations. Charities are crucial to the maintenance and creation of thriving communities. Voluntary organizations create a community of individuals drawn together for a common purpose. The resulting networks lead to profoundly valuable relations of care, understanding, and friendship. Finally, there's the issue of personal freedom. We're forced to pay taxes. As soon as it leaves our wallets, we have no choice as to where that money goes. With charitable donations, one has the choice of opting only to donate to charities whose aims they support. The tax code is currently set up so that for every donation of up to $200, you get a 15% tax credit. For every amount over $200, you get a 29% tax credit. I propose to change both brackets and increase them by 10%. This means that it will only cost you $150 to donate your first $200, and it will only cost you $120 for every additional $200 beyond that. In terms of the cost of this project, we have to consider that 50% of the funds that the charitable sector receives is from the government already. Decreased tax revenues can be balanced by reducing government-directed charitable giving. Whether your passion is fighting heart disease, combating hunger, or finding a cure for cancer, you get a greater hand in choosing where your tax dollars go. We will all still have to pay taxes, but this plan reclaims some of that decision-making authority for people like you and me. My changes make funding for charities more directly reflective of the problems that average ordinary Canadians see in our society. It gives you more choice as to where your tax dollars go, and helps the charitable sector grow. My second proposal involves changing Canada's political system. I wanted to propose some democratic reforms that were both prudent and beneficial. My proposal involves increasing the size of the House of Commons by 30 seats. This is over and above that proposed by the government last year. This would bring the size of the House of Commons to 360 seats. Based on the assumptions of constant and equally distributed population growth, 4 provinces will be underrepresented in the House of Commons in 2014, when the plan that was proposed last year will take effect. I'm going to elaborate on the models used for my redistribution of seats, but basically, BC would gain 5 seats, Alberta 4, Quebec 8, and Ontario 13. I've got 3 reasons for proposing why we should increase the House of Commons size. Firstly, adding 30 seats in this way I'm proposing will create greater fairness for provinces that are underrepresented in the House. Secondly, increasing the number of seats in these provinces will allow for MPs to better meet the needs of their constituents. Finally, I believe that increasing the size of the House of Commons by over 15% will be a force in decreasing the dominance of party line voting. Many MPs vote with their leaders against the interests of their constituents because they feel that by falling in line, they might one day make it into cabinet. A larger House means that fewer people get into cabinet, and some MPs just might realize that they're never going to make it there for whatever reason. They'll make sure that they just focus on being good MPs for their constituents, being a good local MP that represents the interests of his or her constituents regardless of the party line. One of the major reasons that Great Britain has a political culture that sees MPs regularly departing from party lines is the size of their 646-seat House of Commons. I hope that by increasing the size of the House of Commons here, we can create conditions of a similar political culture. With that, I really look forward to a vibrant exchange of ideas over the next few weeks of this campaign. I encourage you to comment on my proposals, and I really want to thank you for your time. See you next time.